Hi, I'm Navid from Electrical Magic or Pure Magic, as you know. Um, from now on, there is this section that whatever project that you send me in Udemy, I will check it and I will tell you what you can do better and if your project is good or not. So this project is from sorry man, I can't spell your name. Zan Zanyor. Sorry about that. So this is a big project, so maybe I will do it in separate videos, but I will do my best to create to talk about everything in just this video. This is my second time that I'm opening this project. I look at the schematic and PCB for just 1 hour or 2 hour, and no, I'm going to show you what you can do better, for example, in this project, and what I will do if I want to do this project. Okay, so let's begin. So this is our project. This is our PCB, right? And first of all, let's just start with the schematics. And this is a good schematic. This is beautiful. This is how pro is done it. So you should know, for knowing all of these, for example, these ports, these sheets, and these harnesses, you should watch my bonus content that is in YouTube. So in there, I did show you how you can do all of this, because these ports, harnesses, and these sheets is just for very big projects for readability. And it's not necessary to do it like this. You can just use whatever that I teach you in this Udemy class, and create whatever the big project for you. But doing it this way with these sheets, harnesses, and ports, it will be a little bit easier for readability. Okay, so when they send me this a schematic, no, I can read it. I know that this one is for MCU, right? And from this MCU, there is buttons, there is flash memory, there is relays, and I know how many relays is there. There is a interface for what? For RS485. There is audio PWM, there is buzzer PWM. So you see, I can read it very easily, right? So if you want to do it like this, just watch my YouTube video and you will learn it. So let's just start from here. For example, always I start from power, but let's just see it like this. In this project, let's just dock this here so we can see it. You can see all of these schematic is the child of this connection schematic, and you can see all of this is the child of this, right? So if you want to do it like this, if you use harnesses and ports and sheets, it will be like this, right? So it is beautiful. If you want to do it, right? So first thing that I will change in here, I will change something like this, right? It shouldn't be in here. It's not good for readability, right? It's not wrong, but it's not good for readability, right? So if you put it out like this, it will be much better. Let's just use Ctrl Z to bring it back. And I think the best thing to do, you should go to property and change this sheet size to something bigger, like A2, right? So no, you can have more space to design your schematics, right? So in here, you shouldn't have to put it like this. You can bring it out because you have more space in here. If you just drag these ones to the right, right? So again, there is nothing wrong with doing it like this, but it's better not to overlap text because it's not good for readability, right? Everything is cool in here, and that's a good point to use these pictures in here as I showed you in our class, right? Everything cool? So let's just move on. I think in here you should change the sheet size and just bring these a little bit to the right so you don't have these kind of overlaps of text. And in here you can see we have overlaps as well, and most importantly in here again we have some overlaps that if you change the sheet size a little bit bigger, you can fix all of these overlaps, right? So this one was the first thing that I would change in this schematic. So the next thing that I would change is this. This again is just an overlap. You can see I can put it in here, but if I change the grid with G, with hitting G on our keyboard, you can see no, I can put it in here. Okay, I can put this one in here. Of course, you should decide if you want to do this or not, but I think this way is much beautiful, right? If I control Z, you can see it's overlapping with everything, and I think if you do it like this, it will be much more readable, right? Next, let's just go to power, because the power is most important one, right? So first thing you can see in here, we have a port for power connection, and we bring out the 24 volt, 0 volt, and earth. First thing that I want to show you is this earth icon in here. It's just an icon. The important thing about this is this name. So this earth, because of its name, it will be connected to whatever net that has label of earth, right? For creating this icon, of course I did show you, but I want to show you again. If you hold here, and in here you can see we have a lot of icon in here. We can put earth in here, right? And we can change the label. It's just a neat label with different icon, right? This is for the earth. It's okay. So everything cool. The next thing that I want to show you is this test point. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it, but maybe we can do it better, right? So if we go here, you can see we have these TP33, TP32. That is exactly these two one. First question is why you did add two of them close together. I don't know why you did. When I want to do 3 or 4 test points just for SVCC or 3.3 volt or whatever, I will put it in each corner of our PCB, so we have access to our test point or 3.3 volt or SVCC in multiple places, right? But you add these two test points in here, and those two is just in here, right? It's close together. Why you add two of them? Next important thing that is important for me, of course, there's nothing wrong with doing it like this. You have a lot of space and you can use it, right? But you can see we have TP32 and TP33, right? No, we know that this is for SVCC, but in our PCB, how we can find out that this is for our SVCC, right? How we can find out that this two is for SVCC, and what is this? Okay, we can't find out, right? So the fix that I can tell you is that go to here and click on this test point. For example, if you can't select it, just go to filter and click all on, okay? And you can select it and go to property. If you don't have this property, just go to panels and click on property, right? And you can see the property. And the important thing is that you can use this comment, right? So in here you can see in TP32 he did use the comments in here, right? If we see in here, he did use the comment. Of course we can use the description as well, but this comment is more than enough. So with this comment we know that this is SVCC. Right? So if we go to our PCB now, let's just head to on our keyboard. So go to 2D mode, and in here, this SVCC, that is TP32, right? Click on it and go to property. And in here, you can see we can tell Altium to show the comment for us, right? The comment, it says that this is SVCC. Click in here, and now we have this SVCC in here, right? First thing to do, click on it, and in here change the font type to true type, so it will be much better. Make it bold, and what I always do, and you know that I always do this, I click on inverted, okay, and I have some margin in here, for example 5 mil, and now we have this SVCC for this TP32, right? Because we don't want to mount anything in there, we can just hide this designator because it's not important for us, right? So let's just hide this designator that is TP32, right? So no, let's just see. Of course the placing is not good, but we can click on it and change the position like this. Head 3 again. No, you can see when we see this PCB, we know that this test point is for SVCC, and I think you should do it like this. But if you think no, it's not important, it's up to you. Nothing wrong with that. It's just for readability, right? Again, with this 3.3 volt, if I want to select it, I can just select it in here and go to tools, cross probe, and select it. You can see because of the snap grid in here, I can select it, right? Hit G on your keyboard and you can see no, I can select it, right? And if I go to PCB now, it is showing us where it is. And if I right click, clear filter, or shift C, I can clear filter. No, I can see it correctly, right? And you should do it for this one as well, because we don't know what TP30 and what TP31 is, right? So another recommendation is that close to this 3.3 or just this SVCC, there should be a ground test point as well, so we can test it easily, right? So that was the next step in power. Let's just move on. So let's just move on to the next schematic, that is sensing. And in here we have some transistor, right? Some resistors and diode and some and test point, right? So for doing this, of course, this way of doing this, it's cool, it's okay, you can do it like this. But if you have this kind of repetitive schematic and design, you can use multi-channel, right? So in my YouTube, you can watch my videos about multi-channels, and you can just design one of these and use multi-channeling and just have 10, 20, 30 easy and fast. And for these ones as well, you can do it very fast with multi-channel. And in PCB again, it will, all of them, it will be so fast to do it. You will do it once and you copy that design to other channels as well. So yeah, I think it's better to use multi-channel. But if you don't want to use multi-channel because it has some bugs in Altium, of course you can use it always, and maybe they fix the bugs. But if you don't want to use it, you can use snippets. I did show you how you can use snippets, right? So use snippets and it will be much faster. You can have 10, 20, maybe you did use a snippet on these as well. And of course, copy and paste, it's working fine. But the better way, in my opinion, is multi-channel. Again, in here, if you zoom in here, this overlap, I don't like this overlap. Of course, it's okay. But if you just make this sheet a little bit bigger to A2, for example, you can just drag and drop this net label to here, for example, so we don't have any overlap like this, okay? It's a little bit hard to read, right? So everything cool in here. Let's just move on to the next one. So next is shift register. Everything is cool in here. Again, sound, everything cool and professional. Everything cool, man. You did a great job. Congratulations on schematic. It's so beautiful. Just these small details for readability. Just make this a little bit bigger, right? If you make this a little bit bigger, it will be much cooler, right? No, it's more beautiful, but it was okay, right? It was beautiful, not okay, beautiful. You did a great job. So next one, interface, everything cool in here as well. Just don't let this name get out of the harness, right? And let's just go to optical player, and in here again, don't let these overlaps happen because it's not good for readability. If someone wanna read your schematic, maybe this doesn't do much help, right? So let's just go to button, everything cool, everything beautiful. Go to relay. You did a good design on relay to use multiple parts to create this relay. This is a good idea. Just this test point, I think you should fix it. Use the comments like I showed you for a schematic. A schematic is beautiful. You did a great job. In the next video, we will go to PCB and we will talk about PCB a lot. Again, you did a great job, but there is some things that I think you should change and it will make your PCB very much better. So for now, let's just leave it at that and we will continue in next video for reviewing the PCB.